got a chance to see episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again. Was it good? Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And talking about that, yes, I finally got to go back on set today, and I was pretty happy about it. I didn't even get paid today. It was just a training day. I don't need training, but this was for a vertical. So it's a new type of programming that you can only watch on your phone. And so they do things a little differently because it's very, very fast. They have to shoot at least like 10 to 14 pages a day, easy, which is tough. So they have a certain way of doing things, and that's what I was learning today. So yeah, I guess I'm going to be starting in like 10 days, couple weeks. All right, so remember, too, that I am on Amazon with my projects, with all my books and comics, etc., especially the 4-novel series called Destiny Aurora, which is also on Audible. It was also made into a graphic novel and into a board game and an RPG. And then I also have my fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch. These are all on Kindle as well. And then on top of that, I am working on a new novel, and I am working on a new comic, which you're going to be hearing about, because I'm going to be throwing that up on Kickstarter more sooner than later. I gotta find some cover artists, but it's called Fairy Tales of Terror, because Joe Sanchez is doing a really good job with the interior art. All right, so let's jump into Daredevil Born Again, Episode 3. It's called The Hollow of His Hand. Not sure where that comes from. I don't know what that reference is. But this is written by Dario Scardapane, who is the showrunner of this series, as well as one of the producers on, and he also wrote the Punisher series, as well as other things. So he's got a lot of stuff that he's done. He's definitely been in the industry, and especially in this arena, for a long time. And he also did Jack Ryan. So he did 14 episodes of Jack Ryan as well, up to last year. So yeah, so he's, like I said, he's been in the arena for a long time. So this continues pretty much where the last one left off. In the last season, they found the guy that the White Tiger had rescued. He wasn't White Tiger at the time. He was just Victor Ayala. So he ended up killing a cop, trying to protect a guy who ended up being an informant for the cops. But of course, they turned it on him, and they tried to kill the guy that he saved. And Charlie Cox's Daredevil got him out of there, but he wasn't Daredevil. He was only Matt Murdock. And he said, "You guys don't need to do this." And he basically took on the two cops. And I really thought he killed one of them, because the gun guy's neck was like, he smashed him into the ground. His neck was like completely to the side. But I guess he didn't kill them. And they ended up showing up later, or at least one did, in the bathroom. But he's like, "Oh, you're the blind lawyer who can fight," or whatever. But anyway, so this is all about which is, at least they can write a law episode. So a courtroom episode where the women from She-Hulk openly said, "Yeah, we have no idea how to write a courtroom episode and it was very obvious as well." So at least this had the back and forth, because I have watched like The Good Wife and The Good Fight, stuff like that. That's some really good courtroom drama there, and I think that this wasn't as good as that, but I like the fact that the cops ended up getting to the guy anyway, and so Matt had to change his whole position in the court to go in a different direction because the witness that was supposed to say yes, he saved yes, he saved me. He couldn't say it because the cops were there, so he lied on a stand, which gave Matt nothing to go with except for the fact that he was White Tiger. So he established the fact that he would never kill cops based on the fact that he saved cops' lives in the past. And Hector said, "This was not your secret to give up. It was mine." Because Matt says, hey, you can't be the White Tiger again. This is the end of it. And he's like, no, and he's basically talking to Matt, does not knowing he's Daredevil, and he's basically telling Matt everything that he already knows about himself, which I found very interesting. Meanwhile, you have Vanessa and Kingpin going to couples counseling, but they never really get counseled. And Heather, which is, like I told you, the actress from In From the Cold, Margarita Lavevia, and they're going to counseling, but they don't really ever go to counseling. We never see the counseling. We only see them talking about what's going on the streets, because Vanessa still wants to be involved in what's going on in the streets, and Kingpin doesn't. So she's still kind of working in his name, and they're fighting amongst themselves, and she's still trying to keep the peace by being the power. And it's really not working. Well, it is and it isn't. It is working and it's not working simultaneously. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't want to tell you what happens at the end. I'm going to leave that as a secret. But I was surprised and disappointed at the same time. So we will see what happens with the rest of these episodes. But overall, I did like it. And there really was no fight sequence at all. In fact, we never even saw Daredevil in this entire episode. He never put on the suit. So that's the one thing that Superman and Lois always got right, because it was mandated that they had to have one actual Superman action scene in every episode. And here, they don't adhere to that. So there are episodes that we will never see Daredevil ever. And I think that's a mistake. So I would have liked to have seen, even if we get to see him go out at the end where White Tiger's words had touched him enough that he was going out patrolling. But we don't get to see any of it. And I just think that's a mistake. Give us a 5-minute action sequence just for the fuck of it. I don't like going episodes without seeing the main character. It just doesn't make any sense. It's about Daredevil, but you don't see the character ever. So that is a negative for me, but for the overall, I thought that the episode was enjoyable. But I don't think it was. Well, now the White Tiger thing is over, I'm going to wonder, because it's basically like a comic book issue where it's like, okay, this is a self-contained story. Now we're moving on to the next one. So we'll see what happens. But that's it for me. Let me know if you guys are watching. And I know that the ratings on, the watch time for these episodes for Daredevil is extremely low. Nobody is watching this show. It's lower than The Acolyte, is what everybody's saying, by millions of views. So I think people are just over Marvel. I don't know. Which is not going to bode well for Fantastic Four coming up if everybody's over it. The last Marvel movie, Captain America, Brave New World, or whatever the hell, of course that was not well received, where this is well received. That's not even going to hit 400 million to me. It's not going to hit 400 million, which means it's not even going to, even at the amount of money that they lied and said that the budget was, which everybody knows it's not, which was 180 million. So let's just say it's 200 million plus another 100 million in um, marketing. So now you're at 300 million. They needed to make at least 600 million, based on their low number, and it's not even going to break four. So it's going to lose like 200 million or at least 150 million dollars. Yeah, so it does not bode well for Fantastic Four. I think everybody's going to be a skip it, especially when nobody's real happy with the gender swap of Silver Surfer and Pedro Pascal trying to pass himself off as Reed Richards. Not going to work, man. So I know for a fact I'm not going to see it. So we'll see. And I know there's another friend of mine that's a huge Fantastic Four fan, and he's not going. So you're already turned off your fan base. So what's left? You have Marvel people that are over Marvel. You have Fantastic Four fans that aren't going to go. Who's coming? Who's coming to this movie? The diehards. That's it. And those are the same diehards that went to see Captain America. So you're going to have another movie that's not even going to break 400 million. And, each one of these movies is $200 million. So you're already screwed. All right, well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember, too, that I'm on Amazon. Check out my books and my comics. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great week.